Fans horrified over Chase Chrisley's frail appearance. Is he okay? Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another video. I hope everyone's having a great day. Before watching the video, please subscribe and like it. Fans are worried about Chase Chrisley after seeing him make an appearance where he looked frail and sick. He has been going through a lot recently, which has led fans to be even more worried about him and his health. However, fans think they know what could be wrong with him and why he looks the way he does. There is a lot to uncover and unfold. Is he okay? Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Chase Chrisley not involved in parents' return. Chase Chrisley has been vocal about his parents' imprisonment, pardon, and their return. However, fans have been noticing that he is not the most involved lately. The family shows up for interviews, but Chase is nowhere to be seen. When the family did a group interview, it was only Savannah, Todd, Julie, and Grayson. This left fans to wonder if they were not on good terms with Chase. However, he is still speaking highly of his parents and how they have been since the pardon, so he could just be trying to focus on himself and his career. If there is bad blood between the family, fans are unsure what it could be about. Fans horrified over his frail appearance. Is he okay? Chase Chrisley recently did an interview about his life and his parents' lives postpartum. However, after the interview, fans were wondering what happened to Chase. He looks extremely thin and almost sick in a way. Che. He looks like he weighs 75 kilos. He must be sick. Don't do drugs. His eyes look vacant. Cocaine and booze abuse. This is the result. He hasn't been included in any of the stuff after Todd and Julie came home. I wonder if they're writing him off like they did Kyle. Gotta remember that this runs in that family. Their eldest son has been battling addiction for years. Now it's Chase's turn. This is not looking too good. However, fans hope he is not on drugs and that there is a better explanation for this. It seems as though fans think Chase could be on drugs, or that his mental health is deteriorating. Regardless, the options as to why he looks this way are not good. Fans are worried about him and think that more people need to be checking in with him. He recently stopped drinking and put out a non-alcoholic seltzer to start off his sobriety journey. What do you think is going on with Chase? Why do you think he looks so sick? Sound off in the comments below. We would love to hear your thoughts on this situation. Fans of the long-running reality series Chrisley Knows Best were left visibly shaken and full of concern after new images of Chase Chrisley surfaced online showing the once vibrant and always sharply dressed reality star looking noticeably thin, gaunt, and withdrawn, sparking a firestorm of speculation across social media and fan forums as to what could be going on with the son of Todd and Julie Chrisley, who has always been a central and beloved figure within the show's chaotic but tight-knit Southern clan. The photos in question first appeared late Friday evening, shared by an entertainment photographer who spotted Chase exiting a juice bar in Nashville, looking uncharacteristically pale and frail with sunken cheeks, and noticeably looser clothing. Fans immediately took notice, with many expressing genuine alarm over what they perceived as a dramatic physical transformation that seemed to contrast sharply with the upbeat, confident persona that Chase has long been known for both on television and across his social platforms. In the hours that followed, the online response only grew more intense, with followers flooding his most recent posts with questions and pleas for an update. While some speculated about stress, illness, or the emotional toll of his family's ongoing legal battles, others feared something even more serious was at play, pointing to the visible exhaustion in his eyes and the way he avoided the camera as he walked to his car, hoodie pulled low and averted gaze, doing little to calm the rising tide of concern. What has made the reaction even more emotional is the timing. Chase and his family have been through a public ordeal in recent years following the high-profile conviction and incarceration of his parents Todd and Julie Chrisley, who are currently serving lengthy sentences in separate federal facilities Following financial crime convictions, the scandal sent shockwaves through their fan base and completely altered the course of their public lives, a reality that has weighed heavily on each of their children, including Chase, who has attempted to remain present and supportive while managing his own emotions and career. Those close to the family say Chase has taken on more responsibility in the wake of his parents' absence, trying to support his younger siblings, especially Grayson and Chloe, while simultaneously managing business ventures and dealing with the scrutiny that comes with being a public figure under a microscope in a family known for both fame and controversy. Insiders say he has remained strong in front of the cameras, but behind closed doors, there have been moments of overwhelming pressure, loneliness, and emotional weight that would test anyone. Onlookers also point to Chase's recent social media activity as a possible indicator that something has shifted in his life. Though he has continued to share curated photos and videos, his captions have become increasingly vague, introspective, and sometimes even cryptic. Fans who have followed him for years note that the once lighthearted jokester seems more guarded, withdrawn, and less inclined to share candid personal moments, leading some to wonder if he's silently battling something behind the scenes that he simply doesn't feel ready to talk about yet. In one post from earlier this week, Chase shared a black and white image of a cloudy sky with the caption, "Sometimes the storm is inside you, not around you," a line that many interpreted as an emotional signal that something deeper may be going on beneath the surface. Though he did not elaborate, the post attracted thousands of comments, many expressing love, support, and encouragement, while others begged him to open up or let them know if he was getting help or had someone to lean on. As concern grows, fans and followers are calling for compassion and restraint, reminding others not to jump to conclusions or speculate irresponsibly about someone's health without facts. Several well-known figures from the reality television world have also weighed in, urging empathy and privacy. Chase's older sister, Savannah Chrisley, who has taken a more public role in recent months, has yet to comment directly on the new photos, but sources close to her say she is aware of the situation and keeping a close eye on her brother's well-being while dealing with her own share of personal and public challenges. Chase has always been something of a fan favorite, known for his quick wit, mischievous grin, and close bond with his father Todd. Their playful dynamic was often a highlight of Chrisley, knows best offering moments of levity amid the family's more serious discussions. But as Todd remains behind bars and Chase faces the reality of growing up without his father's daily presence, fans worry that the emotional strain may finally be catching up to him, especially as he continues to shoulder public expectations and private grief in equal measure. Mental health experts watching the online discourse have also weighed in, noting the danger of making assumptions based solely on physical appearance, while also acknowledging that significant weight loss can be a sign of emotional distress, grief, anxiety, or other underlying issues. They encourage fans to respond with kindness rather than judgment and emphasize the importance of support systems during times of transition, loss, or trauma. Chase has not publicly disclosed any diagnosis or condition, and until he chooses to speak, the full picture remains unknown and private, as it should be. Still, the speculation continues as fans pore over recent interviews, appearances, and sightings for any clues as to what may be happening. Some have pointed out that during his last public interview, Chase appeared subdued and less animated than usual, giving short answers and avoiding questions about his personal life or dating status, where he once openly joked about relationships and posted playful selfies with past partners. He has now gone quiet and removed several older posts from his profile, which only adds to the mystery surrounding his current state of mind. The pressure of fame, family, and expectations is not lost on anyone familiar with the realities of reality television. Though the Chrisleys enjoyed fame, fortune, and visibility for many years, the fallout from their legal troubles has introduced a darker, more complicated chapter in their story, one that involves heartbreak, distance, uncertainty, and the painful realization that not all families survive the spotlight unscathed. Chase has often been praised for his resilience and good humor, but even the strongest personalities can feel the weight of emotional fatigue, especially when dealing with the aftermath of shattered family dynamics. It is also worth noting that Chase is at an age where identity, self-worth, and future direction become major points of contemplation, especially in the wake of parental absence loss and shifting public perception. Sources who know him say he has been deeply reflective in recent months, questioning the future of his career, his public persona, and how much of himself he wants to continue sharing with the world. While his love for his family remains unwavering, he has also expressed frustration over the constant need to defend them, explain their past, and deal with online trolls who continue to throw criticism his way. Despite the swirling concern, there are also those who remain optimistic, reminding fans that people change, grow, and go through phases, and that sometimes weight loss or changes in demeanor can be part of a personal transformation rather than a crisis. Others believe Chase may simply be trying to reset his life, refocus his goals, and prioritize his inner peace after years of public chaos and emotional upheaval. Without confirming or denying anything, they hope he will speak when he is ready and on his own terms. In the meantime, fans continue to flood his accounts with messages of love and encouragement, many sharing their own stories of struggle and survival in the hopes that Chase might read them and feel less alone. Some have even started threads of prayers, affirmations, and supportive hashtags in a collective effort to remind him that he is seen, valued, and loved even during moments when it might not feel that way. Their messages echo a shared desire not for gossip or spectacle, but for healing, understanding, and light during a time that feels unsteady and hard to navigate. Whether or not Chase chooses to publicly address the concern remains to be seen, but the moment has clearly struck a nerve with his followers who have grown up watching him evolve from a carefree teenager into a man trying to find his place in a complicated and often unforgiving world. They've laughed with him, cried for him, and now find themselves rallying around him in what may be one of the most vulnerable chapters of his story so far. And whether the answer lies in illness, stress, or a silent personal battle, fans are united in their hope that Chase finds whatever support, peace, and care he needs to feel like himself again. For now, the world watches and waits, hoping for a sign, a message, or even just a smile to say he's okay, and that the boy they watch grow up in front of the cameras is still fighting for his place in a world that has not always been kind. The road ahead may be uncertain, but what remains clear is that Chase Chrisley is not alone, and that even in the silence his voice matters, and his journey continues with the eyes and hearts of thousands quietly standing by, ready to cheer him on when he's ready to rise again. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.